like this new style of
I do.
Yeah, it's very
like
top of the
retro.
pops, isn't it?
Very top of the pops.
But I'm still only
I've got eyes on the prize.
still only at 4K.
I like pushy parents.
Hello and welcome to our Creative Commune podcast with Liam, B, Pete and Laura. We'll be chatting all things photography, videography and just having a general chat over a coffee like we do most days.
Okay, should we start?
Let's begin.
Let's go.
Good morning.
Morning, everyone. Morning.
Morning.
Just drinking my coffee then. We all chippy do.
Yeah?
Yes.
Good? Yeah. Happy? The sun's shining?
I'm struggling to get words out, aren't I?
You are.
You are, mate, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get there.
I think it is your hay fever. You were saying this the other day. You get this like fog that comes over you for half the year,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah,
Whereas-
it's an illness. It's a
Yeah.
proper illness.
Oh,
Health.
yeah.
It really is. I had it once at a wedding where my eye just it went like jelly. Like it was hanging out. My eyeball was hanging out
that's
with
nice.
jelly. It was like flopping in the breeze. Like, and like, it just can't
Which eye?
concentrate.
Right eye?
Both of
Shooting
them.
eye?
I was in a field.
Oh no!
Yeah, and it's a serious thing for us wedding photographers, isn't it?
Oh, it is, yeah.
I think so.
I think we need to start like a GoFundMe, you know,
should do.
for
what?
me and Liam's
Some like mega
hay fever
surgery.
woes.
There must be something that can be done. This is what I always say to you. Like, it can't just be popping an antihistamine. There must be other things.
You can get an injection in
Local
the ass.
honey.
Local honey, I've heard this. There's the thing where you put a
Vaseline.
light thing in your nose. Remember you
Vaseline
bought
light.
that one? So you put like a red light in your nose.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fucking Rudolph.
There's
At that
some-
wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not that way. You do
I think
it for
you're
like...
supposed to smear like Vaseline under
Ooh,
your
to catch
like moustache
catch
and
the
under your
pollen.
eyes. Yeah.
Right, okay.
So that
That's a good
bits of
idea.
pollen
Lovely
kind of
greasy
cut.
moustache.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
What's this injection? Because it seems like let's just cut to the one that works.
I've heard about the injection, but I think you can only have it in your ass. This is, I might be wrong, but you might have just dreamt that up. But I think it's just if you
I think that's the worst.
I mean,
Just a little
I
prick.
think an injection anywhere is exactly the same.
got to be in the ass, I think.
I think if
Doesn't
you
matter
don't
where
have,
it is.
if you don't have hay fever, like whatever, nothing, go for it.
Yeah.
You
But it's
should
like
do that.
it's like being drunk, isn't it? When you're at a wedding, you're like you've had like 2 pints.
like groggy.
yeah.
I think, yeah, because I have been doubling up a bit on the pills. So you
Like
know,
one
in the morning,
one at night.
one before I go to sleep.
Yeah, you do seem a bit like not on the planet, to be honest.
We did have some wine at my mum and dad's though. So
Oh, yeah, true. Might be a little bit midweek hungover.
You should get we get these pills, sleeping aids, and they're antihistamine.
Stop trying to shove your sleeping pills on
But
me.
basically, it's antihistamine, but it also gives you a really good night's sleep. You should try them. Yeah,
They are good.
really good.
Try the drugs.
Well,
All the drugs.
how are you guys? You've been to Spain, haven't you, since our last pod?
Yeah.
How was that?
It was nice, you know. Yeah, it was the first time I've been to this venue where there was no sun cream required.
It was nicer weather here than it was in Spain.
Oh, that's
Was,
weird.
yeah, I got there thinking, back in Spain, and like just driving along to Girona.
Yeah.
Freezing, couldn't turn the aircon off in the car as well for some reason. It's like, why? You know, if you've got Apple CarPlay playing, you can't get to the controls on the screen.
You can, but I have had this struggle with one of the cars because it's like everything's touchscreen.
Yeah.
And there's an extra row of things at the bottom on this car I was on, and it's just like you need to go back to that to bring up all the aircon stuff. It's just there should be buttons.
There should be, yeah.
So it's just blasting at you and it's like 10 degrees.
Yeah. But it was a really nice wedding. My 21st wedding at this venue now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did they get you a present?
No, it was just, hola, Liam.
welcome
good to see you
home.
back. Yeah.
Were this couple
Should have
bothered
given you
that
the
the
key
weather
to the
was bad?
door.
They were a bit bothered, yeah. They were a bit panicked about it. They did have a plan B, so they got married outside.
Well, it is a bit of a bummer, isn't it, if you've chosen to
It is
have
a
a destination
bummer.
wedding
It is,
and it's not
Yeah.
nice
And
weather.
it's like you're in Manchester.
yeah.
You know, when you go to like Spain and like there's like rain. It's not like here where it's like fuck. It's just like raining all day, just
Yeah.
drizzly. There, it's like a short, sharp shock, isn't it?
A little apocalypse,
Like here's
and
like
then it's over.
an electrical storm. Then
Yeah.
the sun comes out, and then it like everything dries up in like 2 seconds.
But that makes it scarier, doesn't it? Because you're like, it could rain at any second. You know, like, should we have it outside? Should we not have it outside? It must be really stressful.
Yeah. But it was nice. It was nice to be back. I mean, even though I've been there 21 times, I still really love going there because it's always different.
It's a lovely place.
Yeah. So it's like these guys. He was Scottish. She was from Kent. They live in Dubai. And it's always different. Like there's like, you know, lots of Americans, Irish. So every
Yeah.
time I go there, it's like completely different group of people, almost like a brand new venue each time.
Nice.
Yeah, it was very nice. Scots, like, I didn't think that Scots drink. What's that drink? That if you like when you're in the UK and you're growing up and you sit on a park bench and you have like white lightning. They have like Buckfast apparently.
Buckfast, yes, Buckfast.
I always thought that was a joke. So like during the group shots, I got on the microphone. So ceremony ends. And I thought, I'll get on the microphone now. I don't want everyone to wander off. It's like, okay, guys, I need you all to gather together. I know you're desperate to go to the bar, but I just need to get some group shots done. I've heard they've got some Buckfast and some Tennant super strength behind the bar. And all the Scots are like, yay! Thinking I was telling the truth, but I wasn't. I thought, you guys actually drink
the wedding.
After that.
So if you're Scottish and you're listening, Neil, if you're listening, mate, do you drink Buckfast? Is it still a thing? What is it?
I don't think
Apparently
Neil
so.
drinks.
Does he not?
No, I don't think
He's
so.
from Glasgow.
I don't know. Could be wrong.
What is Buckfast? Does anyone know?
No idea.
I think it's like some kind of cider, isn't it?
I don't know, is it a fortified wine, I've heard?
We are.
Anyway,
We
yeah.
know so little, don't we?
Well, I mean, 50% of us don't really drink, so.
We should try it, Pete. We should have a word with the post office and say,
Think.
can you get some Buckfast in?
Give it a
The
go.
post office is our local pub.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, not just
Not just our actual post office.
Yeah, true. That makes no sense.
Yeah. What else have I done? I had a photo shoot yesterday. Was it yesterday?
No, day before, because I was
Day
editing
before
it yesterday.
with Martin Cheung.
Oh, cool.
Martin
Like a
Cheung,
family shoot.
No, it was just photos for his website. So him and his good wife, Daiga, wanted pictures of them together, but also separately.
Yeah.
Because she's got her own... She knows you, actually. Do you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's a videographer. He's a photographer. So I had a cool photo shoot in the Northern Quarter.
Nice.
Very nice, yeah. I love Martin. He's a great guy. He's helped me out a lot with our website. So if you ever need any technical advice, he's your man.
Well-
To go to.
Yeah. Any shoots, guys? Been busy?
No.
No. I finished editing the shoot. You've almost... Well, you're not finished, but you're cracking on quite well with the last wedding.
Plowing through.
Yeah. Just had a lot of stuff on
We
with
had the whole
half-term
bank
and-
holiday
yeah.
weekend off, though, didn't we? Which was quite nice. Normally, we're mad busy in like May.
Yeah. I had a phone call last night as well. Someone wanting to book me for a 1-hour portrait shoot on a wedding day.
Interesting.
Interesting, yeah. Okay.
And it was going to be local, so I was like, if I'm free, yeah. But no.
So
we're not
what?
free.
Just like bride and groom shots? Or
Bride
like,
and groom shots in a park.
I do
1
think this
hour.
is becoming more of a thing.
Yeah, is this a
We-
thing
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
are
We've
considering?
taken quite a few bookings recently for shorter weddings.
Yeah.
We have. Yeah, we do get a lot of inquiries now
Yeah,
for...
I think
And it's usually on a peak day. It's like, can you come all the way to Aberdeen for like
Yeah,
30
on a Saturday
minutes?
in July.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, because we charge £250 for a portrait shoot, so I was just like, yeah, I'll charge for a
The
portrait,
same.
because it's a portrait shoot. I'll do an hour and then I'll go home. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right. But then they were saying like, oh, what would it be for half an hour? And I'm like, I'm not going.
No.
An hour's like a minimum. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
Man, yeah.
And then they
Yeah.
also wanted like full like skin retouching and all this kind of stuff.
I know what you could have used for that.
Oh, yeah.
Shoot that you were
Shit, I-
bashing last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they wanted full on, not just like, like a couple of blemishes. It seemed like they wanted the
face.
full. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I thought that was a bit 90s, but
No way. So
Full-on
half an hour
plastic
photo
skin.
shoot and then like a full-on makeover
yeah.
transformation.
Digital makeover, yeah.
Right,
So we
okay.
weren't free, so it just like
We were in
made
Italy,
it easy.
so yeah, I did make it easy, but I was just like, yeah,
I guess.
I'm free,
Yeah.
whatever, yeah.
Have you found recently it's like things are really starting to kick in now and it's like, oh shit, like loads of people are emailing us.
Yeah.
Loads of people are paying
Said
us
this
money.
to Pete the other day.
Loads of people want to meet. It's like, hang on a minute, it's gone from like being nothing to all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I need to think about what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
back-to-back meetings
Yeah.
on Wednesday.
We were
didn't
both really stressed the other day, and I was like, just like it's like suddenly overwhelming, and it is because of going from nothing and just swanning around and just doing DIY and just chilling, and then suddenly people all wanting to set up meetings and like
Yeah.
thinking about booking hotels and flights and all that shit.
Yeah.
She was like,
Oh, I got a bargain on my hotel in Scotland tonight. £51.
No, that's amazing.
Oh,
That's
we
really
just
good.
have to drive for 5.5 hours to get there.
All the way to Port Lethen, yeah.
Woohoo!
It'd be nice working with Emma Lawson.
Yeah, you'll have a good day.
Always some Lawson
Lawson,
ways.
And then the week
Lawson
after,
Fest.
we've got one together, haven't we? Which will be
We do.
nice.
Yeah.
But we're doing pictures and video, so it'll be a busy day.
Yeah. Don't know. We said we won't do it, but we agreed.
It's at this point of the year we need to remember we're not rich. You know,
Yeah.
you start to see the bank balance
That's
go.
so
"Woo,"
true,
It's like,
Liam.
whoa.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Whoa.
Squirrel it, put your
Don't
tax
be
away.
looking at me,
Whoa.
Whoa.
says the guy.
Saying that,
Where's the new motorbike?
Yeah, what's he bought? What's he bought this week?
we had an impromptu lunch yesterday, didn't we? Out. It was bloody.
Oh, cute.
It was a deer, wasn't it?
Oh, was it? Where did you go?
We only went to the brewery,
Okay.
but
It is expensive.
It was
expensive.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
It is
obviously
there was only one eatery available.
one eatery. Like,
Which
you had
one?
a delicious lamb
Meld.
kebab, and it was like 13 quid.
But
for
it
you.
was a starter size. It was delicious. It was
Yeah,
so
just
nice and so
tiny.
good. But it was 2 tiny lamb skewers on a bit of hummus. And you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's delicious. I will pay it.
Everything
But-
just is so expensive now.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
why are we paying £20 for a burger? You know, like, and it just is that way everywhere. And you just think, oh, okay, well, a burger's £20. Like, why is a burger £20 now? Like, it is
Yeah.
mad.
Oh, it's crazy. So yeah, we're not flush. We
Yeah.
need to put that money
Rein it
away,
in. Don't be doing that
Yeah,
every
it's
day.
a good point, though, isn't it?
It is.
Like,
it is.
a seasonal job like ours, like
Yeah.
every year we get carried away because it's like, oh, it's like there is some money in the bank account now.
Yeah.
There isn't.
And I think
Don't listen.
when you've had a long cold winter, you know, and you've been really good with money, you've thought of things along the way, haven't you? When you've not had the funds, you think, oh well, you know, maybe in the summer we'll book this, we'll get this. You know, well, no, I won't get that new lens. I'll get it then. And then now the money starts coming in, and you start remembering all the things you wanted to buy.
I know.
Yeah.
No.
I've not bought equipment for such a long time. I'm starting to
Yeah.
feel like a bit of a dinosaur now because the Mark III's coming out, isn't it? The R6 Mark III.
Is it?
There's talk of it.
Oh
you know.
wow.
The R5 Mark II has been out for a while. I wanted it, but pipe dream.
Yeah.
Pipe dream.
You get over it though.
You do.
You know, like we know this. Like a camera isn't taking the pictures for you. You know, it's not
That's
magical.
it. And it doesn't need to be good photos anymore.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if it's
True.
If anything, get your 5D Mark IIs out the attic
Definitely.
and start using those.
Stamp
Hey,
on them.
good.
Yeah, stamp
I like
on your
that
lens. Rub your lens in some shit.
Yeah.
I was looking through some of my very first pictures from like back in 2022.
Cute.
2002.
Very, I was
Okay.
yeah.
That's not long ago, was it? 2002.
Yeah.
When I first got a digital camera.
It's so bad.
They're so bad and so on trend. you
Yeah.
know? They're just like blurry, pointless, out of focus.
Yeah,
Tilted.
tilted,
Tilted. Yeah.
I think,
overexposed.
like, back at that time, shutter speed was a big issue. You know, like, when you first started and you didn't know what you were doing,
What that is because it was.
they'd all be...
It's like a little fixed lens camera, so it must be
Yeah.
like f4, 3.5, something
Yeah.
like that. And
You just
like
can't take pictures
max
inside.
ISO probably of like 400. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, of course. I'm trying to
Yeah.
take pictures in the dark and they're all
Funny.
blurry. Yeah.
Oh, cute.
I was supposed to be using your nifty 50.
I know, I
while
was going to
there.
say. Yeah, so the plan, you went and you bought film.
Yeah.
And you
We
were
spent a
using
whole
your film
day.
camera. You were going to use it in Spain, give it a go.
Yes.
You were good to go.
Yeah.
And then that day, B came over and she was like, guess what Liam forgot?
I had to go with him to Manchester because he wanted me to pick the film.
Yeah.
We got stuck in a traffic jam on the way there.
What film did you get?
Film. Kodak.
Where did you get it from?
Portrait?
What did you get?
Gold.
Oh, go
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
London Camera Exchange.
Oh, yeah.
Took us all day. He left the film at home.
Yeah.
Not part of your normal
So,
packing.
that's what I was saying
list,
to
is
And
it?
me.
there's
So,
a lot to think,
like
to pack.
you like me, like when I'm packing, I am like so obsessed with like, have I got everything? Like batteries, I double checking everything. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't sleep because I'm thinking, oh, have I got that? And then this was obviously going abroad, so I had to get up at 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
Went downstairs, like, oh my God, what's going on? Like, double check everything. I've got everything. Let's go. And then, like, I got to the airport and I thought, oh, wait a minute. Ooh, the film. So I opened the bag. The camera's in there. Everything good to go. But then I thought, there's no film. And I thought, well, hang on a minute. Don't be too hard on yourself, Liam. I've not had to think about film since 1999.
Yeah.
Also, I do think it worked out well because the weather conditions
It
and
wasn't
everything
the one,
were-
was it?
Yeah,
It's not what you
know,
were picturing.
No, and also
It wasn't like that kind of low light.
Yeah, and the groom, like he wasn't digging the portraits either. He was a
Yeah.
lovely guy.
So you potentially, even if you had it with you, you would have sacked it off anyway if
Yeah.
you didn't have a lot of time with them.
That's it. And like he was just like, "Oh, Liam, can we just go and have a drink?" Like, he was pissed actually for the whole
Fair
time I was there. I
enough.
loved him.
Why
He was brilliant.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I just can't. I just want to go sit."
I know. You know what people don't want to do? They don't want to do family shots and they don't want to do portraits. It's like, yeah, you're a vibe. Like,
Yeah.
fair enough. It is
So
boring.
maybe I'll do it at the next Wednesday, the wedding in London.
Yeah.
Oh
Give it-
yeah,
give
that
it a
could
go.
work. Yeah. Is it?
Yeah. So next Wednesday, I'm going to have the film camera. I've also bought like a clamp that clamps the phone to the camera.
I was thinking about
So
this.
the film
I
camera?
think that you should just get
no, to
some
the,
meta
my normal
glasses.
camera.
Oh, yeah. A lot of
We're
people
talking- I
think you
are
should just do
using-
that.
A lot of people are using the meta glasses for
Yeah.
behind the scenes stuff.
I like to take pictures like this though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still do.
What
Pete
do you
wears
mean?
his
It's
glasses to
Yeah, but then you
shoot.
block the lens, don't you? If you go like that, all you're going to see is like the lenses are going to be blocked, aren't they?
I think
Yeah, because the
if-
camera's like in the corner, so I don't know. It might
Which
block
side
it.
is
But
the
in between the
camera on?
I
pictures,
don't know
you'll see
if
stuff.
what eye do you take?
This one that's twitching like a fucker. A twitchy eye.
Not
Yeah, if you like
stressed
that,
at
you're
all.
just going to block. You're just going to see like your fingers.
Surely not.
But you'll see what you're taking a picture of because you'll put it to your eye, you take
Yeah.
the pictures, you put it down.
Yeah, could be quite cool. I know a lot of people are using them, so it must
Are
be
they?
possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ray-Bans are they? Yeah?
Could
Yeah.
be a built-in
Yeah.
transition, you block the lens and then, oh my God, you're by the beach.
So what is are the sunglasses?
So you can get sunglasses versions, you can
Yeah.
get clear versions, or you can get ones with transition lenses.
Transition
So they
lenses.
can-
Oh God.
Can I have some transitions? She
No,
thinks it's for
Liam.
old men.
No.
It is for all.
Sorry, no.
Yeah.
I've always wanted some transitions.
But I mean, at least that way, it could work for.
I've just bought this expensive clamp for the phone.
Send it.
I'm going to try it, like, so you can sort of film key moments.
Yeah.
You're going to look like a fucking dick, aren't you, with a phone like that, taking pictures. And
Absolutely not bad.
Yeah.
No, everyone's doing it.
Yeah.
Do your own.
Sale.
I don't think anyone cares anymore.
It's what's like acceptable, isn't it? And
Do you not
people
want to
don't
use the
mind.
360? Did you get rid of your 360?
Still got it.
Do you not want to use that?
There's still potential in it, but I think if you do it on the phone, it's there on ready. It's
Yeah.
easy to
It's
edit.
more
It,
simple,
re-
yeah.
it
Yeah, I mean-
reduces the steps in the.
Yeah.
360 stuff's fine. You got to download it all, and it's actually not. I don't find the software that easy to use.
I've looked over your shoulder and it is.
A bit of a faff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's some people just bosh him out, and they're probably listening now, thinking, Liam, it's really fucking easy.
You get used to it though. It's just like if you don't love it enough to want to keep using it and get used to it.
I don't know. Maybe just a few kind of key moments on the iPhone. I'm gonna try it and see what happens.
Yeah, report back.
Yeah, it might just be really annoying. We'll see.
It leads well this onto one of the topics that's popped up in groups this week.
Do we have topics?
We do.
Are we organised this week?
What? I am.
Okay, we're riding those coattails.
Yeah. What have we found out, Pete?
Is it fair game for photographers to film when there is a videographer there? And vice versa, is it fair game for a videographer to take photos when there is a photographer?
Depends what they're filming and what they're photographing, doesn't it? Really, don't you think?
So it's so funny because pre-pandemic, I'd have been like, no, I don't think so. But now, I think everybody's doing whatever they need to survive.
Yeah.
A, and B, times have changed a bit, haven't they? Videography is much more popular than it ever used to be.
Yeah.
Video as a concept is much more accepted as phones have got better and better and better.
Yeah.
And it's just welcomed in more. And so I think with the advent of content creators and all that kind of jazz,
Yeah.
I'm more swayed to just being like, you just do whatever
Yeah.
you kind of need to, but respectfully,
Yeah.
so
Well,
that
say you did a wedding with a videographer, and then a few days later they posted.
this is
loads of pictures
This is the lead-on
of the
question.
wedding.
This is the
Because
lead-on
that's the
question.
thing.
Yeah.
Like if it's them, if it's behind the scenes, they're doing things on their stories. No one cares. Do whatever you want.
I think the problem
the
is...
issue is, like, if we filmed a wedding and the next day the photographer put together a little, a few snippets from the day, not from a phone, from their camera, they made a little film. Yeah. Like, that's a bit weird, isn't it?
So this was the follow-up topic in one of these groups, and I was so surprised at the answers because the majority of people were like, just, crack on, do whatever, don't care.
Yeah.
And I remember pre-pandemic there being a thing where a videographer had posted stills from a wedding the day after.
Yeah.
And all hell had broken loose.
Yeah.
So where are these stills coming from? Just stills from the footage?
Or not stills.
Or video.
If we were filming a wedding, I could just take loads of pictures. And then if I posted them the next day, would you be mad?
Works vice versa, doesn't it?
I don't think I would anymore. I don't think I would in the past either. I don't think so. No.
I think what people were upset about was that, when the couple posts pictures, because quite often the couple will just post some pictures, won't they? And they won't tag anyone.
Yeah.
And like they're the official wedding pictures. Like if they look semi-official, and if the photographer's just like, they're shit, something like that.
Well, I suppose the thing here is, have you been paid for the job? Yeah.
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 Yeah, rather than taking ownership over it all, just thinking I got paid to go and take pictures and I did that and they like them. And
I get that there's a pride thing there and there's also an ego thing and there's also a recommendation thing there. I get all those.
I think ego's the main thing, I think.
Yeah, this was my wedding. I took the pictures. I want everyone to know that I took the pictures. And like you say, if the bride posts something and the videographer took it, people at that wedding will see those pictures and think, oh, they're the pictures that the photographer took. And if you think they're shit, then that's really annoying.
Yeah. And I don't say ego thing is like a bad thing. I think it's fine for someone to have a bit of like, that's mine.
And we all it's our work, isn't it? We all have that. That's
but then at the same time, I suppose we can counteract that by putting an Instagram post on where we're collaborating with the bride and groom of our pictures.
Yeah.
And be like, no, these are... Because they're still going to accept the collaboration and put them on there. They're not just going to ignore the fact that their official photos are in, are they?
Exactly.
And same thing for video.
Yeah.
Like if they posted the video that
I think
the photographer
is a bit tense, though. I think that the day or two after the wedding... it's like there's blood in the water and just like all the fish are like
I don't know.
sharks.
People have different priorities.
Because they want to get those likes in because like the first post that the bride and groom collaborates on or
is the one all their friends
is the
will
one.
care.
That's the one that will get like 900 likes or whatever. Whereas the one the day after might get 100. It's like it's such a massive drop off.
How would you guys feel if you were filming a wedding and the photographer there was wanting to get into hybrid, so was using that wedding as a means of creating some content to launch themselves as a hybrid shoot? Would you be okay with them doing that? With that,
it's really weird because it's like when you think about it like that, and it's like a hypothetical situation, you think, well, that's a bit annoying. But I think at the actual time, we would give no shit, and we would be like, good for you, good luck with your video, like.
I think as always, it depends like how they are as people. Like, are they nice to you? Like that's the required thing. Is if they're like nice and jolly and nice, and I'm just doing this, you're like, cool, crack on.
That's so
But
true.
if they're like, can you move that tripod? I want to put my tripod there.
Yeah.
Then you, why would anyone do that? But if they're just a bit arsey in some little way, you'd be like, I'm not cool with this all of a sudden.
It is going to open up some questions, isn't it? As hybrid becomes more of a thing, who is going to, where is the priority? Because obviously if you've been booked as a videographer, that is important to the couple. Mm-hmm. And if the photographer is also doing a little bit of hybrid, a little bit of video, who's getting the...
I don't think they'd book a hybrid photographer and a videographer.
I think that photographers are just doing it. I don't think it's...
Yeah.
It's little things like when you're miking up the...
they can't have like a stream of mics.
You can't have mics.
I just think it's a bit obnoxious for the couple, isn't it? I think if someone already has a videographer, maybe don't hybrid that one. Surely there's plenty of people that don't have videographers.
I think people just want to get experience, though,
Yeah.
I want to click record a few times. It's no hassle.
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I wouldn't be bothered. Unless,
it would be weird
like
to
you
be
say,
threatened
unless
by
they were
someone that
weird.
is like just starting out and just wants to play with a bit of video. Like
Yeah.
if their
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
is better than you, then you
wouldn't-
need to.
You need to step it up. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so true. yeah.
This was my first
Work
time
on that.
using this video thing. I don't know, and then it turns out the film is way better than yours.
Then good for them. Like,
Yeah, like you are
They deserve
yeah.
to take all your bookings.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's so true.
But you're right, Pete. As long as you're nice, that's the main thing.
That's
isn't
the
it?
key
And,
to anything, though. If you work with someone
Yeah.
and they're a complete dick, and the next day
You don't like anything they do.
they start posting pictures,
Yeah.
you'd be like,
You're-
this
yes.
dickhead.
Yeah.
Whereas if they were lovely, you'll be like, oh, he don't mean to be annoying.
Exactly.
It's
It's fine.
whenever like a photographer pops up and like the speeches like, or stands in front of one of the cameras for a while, if you like them,
Yeah, it doesn't
zero shits be
matter.
given. If they're an arsehole, you're like, you fucking bastard.
No, you're totally right, mate. And,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm quite chilled about all this sort of stuff now, and like, yeah, as long as you're working with people who are like really friendly,
Nice.
respectful, nice.
Yeah.
I think like it's fair game. Just do what you want.
Yeah, like you said, Bilo, everybody's like just trying stuff.
That's exactly it.
And that's fine.
You know?
Like good luck. Hope it goes well.
Yeah.
Like support each other
Yeah.
and be nice rather than like competing or
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not people trying to be dicks. They're
No.
not trying to like.
It's survival. Like
exactly.
people
It's
are trying
survival,
stuff
yeah.
at the
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
It's difficult. It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's loads of us. Everyone's like, oh shit. Things aren't what they used to be. Bookings aren't what they used to be. We need to start adapting and trying new things, and that's all that's happening, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is why I'm going to clamp this motherfucker to my camera.
You go for it, my friend.
and take pictures, film pictures and
Although I did ask Betty. In fact, you asked her yesterday. Bet, how would you feel about coming to weddings and like taking content, being like content, just doing little videos all throughout the day? So I went online to see how old the kids needed to be. 13. And they can work for 5 hours a day on a Saturday.
oh wow.
Goes up to 8 hours when they're 15.
Nice.
So we've not got long to wait.
Local
We
wedding.
mentioned it in the car last night.
She was
I
like,
back,
yeah,
Where
I'll do it
I
now."
sign up? She said. Does that mean I get a fancy new phone? Yeah, probably does.
Yeah.
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 And I said to her, look, every now and then you just bob in, get a bit of footage, then you
Yeah.
go sit in the Tesla, stick on some Netflix,
Yeah.
chill out for a
Clock
bit.
out. Boop, boop.
Yeah.
Now selling us the perfect job.
I'll just message you and say, Betty, you're on.
Betty, you've just missed
wonder-
confetti. Where are you?
Yeah, I wonder what she would actually think if she did it. I think,
Yeah.
do it one day. I want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's still a little bit young.
I think she'd be bored.
Yeah.
I think she'd be bored out of her mind.
I think if you were doing a wedding at Rivington Barn and she could just be there for a little bit and then B would come and walk home with her, she'd be fine. But I
Yeah.
think being at a whole day.
Yeah.
Because I know Albert would just be like, this has been great. Can we go?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I like the idea of her being there. I do, but also I'd probably just end up abandoning her on the
Yeah.
day.
Like just like
You
you did
would,
me.
yeah, because it's just
Daddy,
like you
what do I
can't
do?
focus. It'd be like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you don't want to parent while you're doing it, do you?
Yeah.
I'm bored. I'm tired,
No.
Daddy. I need a banana. Fuck off. Yeah, I see it happening.
I think she's old enough not to do that. In the middle of the speeches and it's all quiet. She's like, Daddy!
I'm bored.
Daddy!
Can I have a snack?
I figure by the time she's 13, this will be perfect though. You know?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Love it.
I got sent in an anonymous question
Someone fancies you.
experience. Was it you?
From Guess Who?
Did you not recognise the picture?
No, basically it was this photographer recommends a videographer and had recommended them for a wedding. They'd got booked for it. She turns up on the morning of the wedding and the bride says that he's sending someone else instead of himself.
Okay.
He told the bride the night before.
Okay.
The night before. Okay.
But the photographer then sees on social media that the videographer's on a stag do abroad. And she's a little irritated by this. Thoughts? Would you be irritated? Also, does it open up the question, are we putting ourselves in a tricky position recommending other people?
Yeah, well, you're putting trust in them, aren't you? You're recommending their entire service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is a big thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
that
It is.
I recommended you and you sent someone else, and it's not because if someone's ill, if
Yeah.
someone has family shit going on.
Well, this is it. They must have
there are
known about it for months.
Yeah, there are reasons
Like-
you can't go to a wedding and you get someone else to go that are absolutely
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
But going to a stag do and telling the bride the night before, the night before's a bit of a problem.
I don't think
Clearly, he knew he wasn't
there
going.
was no reason given to the bride that the photographer
It was
knew
just
of
like,
either. It was
it won't be me, it'll
because
be
I think
Paul or whatever. Yeah.
this was
But then
it.
that might be how they work. They're like, you get one videographer from our team.
No, it wasn't.
Right, okay.
It's an individual videographer that
Okay.
yeah,
Right.
that's
I
their
mean,
brand of.
If you guys recommended me, then I'm eternally grateful for any recommendations I get from you guys or whoever. It just feels, I don't know. I feel like a due respect is required.
Yeah.
And so if I was then to send someone else, that would never cross my mind because instantly I would think that's a bit shitty.
Well, I think
that's
to-
what I would
Yeah.
feel
To
like,
get
like
to,
that.
the point, yeah, like, are we putting ourselves at risk? Like, 100% we always are. And
Yeah,
that's
it does
why
reflect on you.
you need
doesn't
to be, you need to be careful who you recommend. There's got to be someone that you recommend because, like, they're dependable and all that. And, like,
Yeah.
people can let you down. So it's just like we've stopped recommending people for the exact same reason as that we were recommending one. I think it was a videographer we recommended when we were doing pictures, and like it wasn't them on the day,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
just like no, we recommended them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
And
just
like-
that you just stop recommending them.
Yeah.
Like,
This
you
is
know,
it.
And everyone was happy. It's just
Yeah.
like, but for us, it's just like
Yeah.
I'm not recommending a random person. Like I
Indeed.
want to recommend.
Of course, that person that you know,
Yeah.
you've
Yeah.
worked with them before, you recommend them because they're
Yeah.
nice people, not just
Yeah.
because of their skills, but they are nice
Exactly.
people as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then sometimes things happen. I mean, I get the stag do thing a little bit. I wouldn't not go to a wedding for that, but I understand that people, certainly post-COVID.
Sure, but
are
also
like-
you could let
The photographer know.
Yeah.
just be like, I'm not gonna be there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was
Yeah.
one wedding that I almost didn't go to. So it was a wedding up in Scotland, and I was in Scotland. This was a few years ago, and my grandma was really like unwell at the time. I got a call from my mum and dad saying that they,
This is it.
They thought she
I
might
mean,
be.
that is a totally different
Yeah.
scenario to a stag do, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, that's a.
But like like I'm in the car. I phoned the photographer and said like, do you have any like people that you could recommend if like I do need to not be at this wedding?
Yeah.
And I think like I feel like that is a way of approaching
Yeah.
that keeps everyone happy.
It's so
like
tricky,
life
isn't
happens.
it? And yeah, this is it. Life
absolutely. If
happens.
this person had at the time been like, "Oh, this photographer recommended me, so I'll just message them and say, oh, you know that wedding we've got together. Thanks so much for recommending me." It turns out it's my brother's stag do nightmare.
Yeah, this
I'm
is
gonna
it,
get it
maybe.
covered.
Exactly.
Then the photographer would be like, "Yeah, cool.
Exactly.
They're in the loop."
It's
you know?
about communication, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
the thing. It feels a bit
Yeah.
disrespectful not
Totally.
communicating. Like,
Yeah.
there's no. This is it. We don't know who the stag do's for, do we? Could be a close family
Could be
member,
Yeah.
a brother,
best friend,
best
brother,
friend. Yeah,
someone that's dying.
and you shouldn't.
Yeah.
You
We
shouldn't
don't
miss
know.
out on
Yeah.
those things.
Yeah.
However, it's
Good. It's just good
And like
ways
recommending
to go around
people,
it.
it should be someone like whose work you like, yes, but also it I don't know, there should
Like
be
you
a
say,
personal
that's
element to it.
dependable and reliable.
I won't recommend a random person just because I want to get in with them, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
saying this is what's happened. That seems like an accusation, doesn't it? But,
Good
oh,
for you,
loser.
Pete. God.
But no, it's just like, you recommend people that you want to work with again. Like, I had a nice day with them and the work was good. So
Yeah,
that was,
and
Yeah.
we all recognise
Yeah.
that because we've been doing this for a long time. When people recommend us, it's not just because we produce good work.
Yeah.
It's because they've worked with us before. It's like we had a great time together. We work well as a
I think most of the time it's got nothing to do with the actual work.
Yeah.
I think
Unless
a lot of the
it's
time they don't
totally
even look
shit.
at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only photos I see when we've worked with someone and we've been filming will be like the first post that they do. That's it. I don't see the whole gallery. I don't see the group shot. I don't know if they like their pictures. I don't know if the album's good. I know that they were lovely on the day And yeah, these 10 pictures are cool enough.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe it's all about having a very short recommended list of like maybe 1-2 people
Yeah.
that you
Yeah, that you know are like trustworthy.
that
and
you
reliable.
really like working with. You know
Yeah.
are good people that you trust implicitly. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it would look bad on you, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But I mean, to get back to that, I'm sure the couple, like, I don't think the couple will hold you personally responsible.
No, I don't
You'll
think,
feel it.
Yeah,
but-
I don't think it was the first negative experience this photographer had with this videographer. I think there'd been a previous
Right, okay.
thing the year before where a bride had emailed the photographer to say, have you heard from this videographer? Because I've tried contacting them and I can't, I haven't had any response.
Yeah.
Do you know him? Like that kind of,
Yeah.
like, oh God, and I recommended it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think it was like a one strike and
Yeah.
out. I think there was a bit of backstory to it.
Yeah. But that's just life, isn't it? You thought someone was something and they were something else, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, bit of a dick move, but I think we've gone over it in detail there, and it's just a
Yeah.
respect thing.
Yeah, let
isn't
people
it?
know. You
Yeah.
can go on a
Let people
stag
know,
do.
yeah.
You just have to
Yeah,
let everyone know.
give the photographer a message and say, "So sorry, mate. It's not going to be me this time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for recommending me. Though.
Yeah, she
Really
probably wouldn't
appreciate
have been bothered.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's it. They
But
took the
turning
time
up on the day.
to tell the bride.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
the same time, it would have been a
Yeah.
30-second text just to be like,
Yeah.
I've just let the bride know. I
Yeah.
wanted to let you know too. Say
Yeah.
thanks, but
Yeah.
I won't be seeing you tomorrow.
Yeah.
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 I mean, it's not like they're going around outing them online, is it? So
No.
it's just like
Also-
a good thing.
I don't know. Maybe it's tricky to remember where recommendations have come from. I'm trying to give a fair
I know.
and
Good point, B. Good
Yeah.
point. Sometimes people don't.
This
don't
videographer
say.
maybe didn't know that's where it came from. Yeah.
for us, we'd remember
Yeah.
where it had come from.
If they told you.
But if you're doing
Yeah.
like 70 weddings a year or 8, maybe it's just so confusing. You're like, I don't know where, I don't know where it's come from.
Yeah.
Some couples are just so like tunnel visioned in trying to get their suppliers booked. They've contacted someone, they're not free. They recommend, this photographer recommends someone else. They get another list. They then contact these other people.
Yeah.
And they totally forget about where the source
Yeah.
came from.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can happen, can't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You've got a fly on your boob.
Good luck, that.
No, it's a bit of fluff.
Oh, it's fluff.
Do you want me
It's
to
not
get
a
it?
fly.
I'll get it.
Take it one for the team.
Any more?
Yes,
Go.
it's a good one. The Scottish retreat
Oh.
fiasco.
No, I don't know anything
It was
about
like
this.
Fire. Have you seen the Fire Festival?
Fire
Twitchy?
Festival.
Like years ago, where someone put on this festival and got people like sold it.
A
saying they were
luxury festival.
Yeah, it was so fun. It was
On this tropical island, and it ended up being like this kind of like deserted
massacre.
with just like crappy one-person
Yeah.
tents
Isn't there a
everywhere.
documentary about it?
Yeah.
Documentary on
Back in the day.
Netflix, amazing. If you've not watched it, definitely watch
Do you think there
that.
could be a documentary?
Yes, this is
Yes.
the wedding equivalent of Fyre Festival.
What is
Someone put on, like a few American photographers got together and put on a workshop.
A luxury.
Or they do a few of these. They do
Yeah.
them, like they did one in Greece. There was one in Scotland, which is the one that it's all kicked off about. These luxury workshop retreats where it's like a styled shoot. So they get models in, they get them all dressed up.
multi-day events
Yeah.
in different locations. They fly in a whole load of people from America.
Sounds
there's
lovely.
no-
Sign me
Sounds
up.
very
Yeah.
nice.
There's no workshop element. No one's teaching anybody anything. It's just shooting in cool places.
Yeah,
basically.
more like a
style sheets.
retreat vibe rather
Yeah.
than yeah.
Okay.
So this one was in Scotland.
Yeah.
It was marketed as like in Edinburgh. It's going to be amazing, historical city stuff.
Edinburgh is
You
beautiful.
can do all
It
this
is.
historical, whatever, moody skies and all that stuff. And
There was going to be an Isle of Skye.
There was an Isle of
part to
Skye
it
element.
as well. There was a
Yeah.
train journey along the Hogwarts
in the Harry
train.
Potter train.
This is a lot of travel, isn't it?
Yeah.
it?
So it was like, like the key things that
Yeah.
you think of, probably as an American, as like really cool and Scottish.
Yeah.
Will there be kilts?
People booked onto it. They paid thousands of for this
Okay.
to come on this trip. Obviously, they flew. There were people that flew.
And so were the
so
flights
far.
included as well? No.
So they all just made their way to Edinburgh, and they paid
The
something like,
accommodation was supposed to be included.
I think it was
as
like
well.
$3,500, something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So then another grand for flights.
There was accommodation.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, you come, you're accommodated, we're going to get a cool Airbnb, we're going to shoot in all these luxurious places. It's going to be great. Food's not included, but I will stock the Airbnb with, you know, tea, coffee, bread, eggs, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
They all fly in, like, obviously a lot of people from miles. They're all obviously coming in at different times, like all arriving in Edinburgh. And this woman, there's like a WhatsApp group, from what I can tell. It's either a Facebook group or a WhatsApp group, just to like keep everyone organised. When they all get there, she's like, right, you're all going to get on a bus.
I bought these bus tickets for
These
you.
are the
They're
bus
like
tickets.
all-day bus tickets.
Yeah.
So that was the only way I could do it.
Okay.
And it's just like a nightmare. Where she's
But then
booked.
to Edinburgh, that should be fine, shouldn't
Well,
it?
it
The
should-
airport to
it
Edinburgh.
wasn't in Edinburgh, Pete.
It was an hour north.
It was
just in a little town, an hour north of Edinburgh.
Right,
You know,
okay.
like, it's like she had no idea where it was. You know, like there'd been no research done, and they're
Yeah.
just staying in this random village with nothing in it. And
So it's not in Edinburgh, it's a random...
people were trying to get on this bus. It
Random
took
rural village.
It took them like 6.5 hours to get to this Airbnb because it was in the middle of fucking nowhere. The buses didn't go there. They were getting on talking to people, and they were like, "Oh no, love. You don't want to get off there." Literally just standing at the side of a road in the middle of nowhere, waiting for a bus that never comes.
Wow.
There's no Uber.
Let's back
there's
up a
no
second. here.
Taxis.
You can get a taxi from the airport.
These are
wherever you want.
American people arriving in Scotland for the first time.
Okay.
Expecting to stay in
No
Edinburgh,
idea what they're doing.
The capital.
They're expecting to stay in Edinburgh, which is very near the airport and would
It
have
is.
taken 10 minutes to get somewhere,
Yeah.
and they could have got in an Uber and it would have been really simple.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just made so complicated by the fact that she booked a lovely but in the middle of nowhere Airbnb that wasn't in Edinburgh, and they were really thinking,
Yeah.
we'll get to wander the city and, you know, and explore,
Yeah.
and it was just...
It wasn't just that. When they got to the Airbnb, allegedly they were having to share rooms with people. They weren't allocated the rooms, so it was just kind of having
It
to
was-
figure out
I think
where
there was something
they
about
were.
it was an Airbnb
Well, that-
for 14 people, and there were 20 of them.
Oh, well, that's
The owner of the
interesting.
Airbnb had to leave their own home and give 2 people their bed.
Yeah.
They were sharing with random people, just like not
Ooh,
cool.
When was this?
That's
Was it
not
recent, was
cool.
it?
I don't know. I don't think it was that long ago.
So they were staying on like miles out of Edinburgh.
Yeah.
And then how did they get into Edinburgh for the?
Well, exactly.
Buses again.
There was-
Buses.
It was all of it was just like long story short, because I mean there are a lot. Go and
There's
look
so
into this because there are podcasts just discussing this story. But
We're a podcast.
like the Cliff's notes are the travel, the fact that they were staying out in the middle of nowhere in Edinburgh. That the days were not organised. They couldn't fit in the things they were supposed to be doing. They were wearing dresses from like Shein. You know, they were terrible.
They were cheap dresses.
She'd paid for American models to fly in, and you know, spent a fortune when she could have got local Scottish models. It was just like madness. Mm-hmm. Like there was one shoot where
Could have
one
paid
of
for
the
a nice Airbnb in the centre of Edinburgh.
exactly
Indeed.
one of the grooms was just wearing like jeans and a jumper. You know, they had nothing for him to wear, so he's
There was
stood next
nothing
to his missus in a
luxury.
ball gown, and he's wearing a jeans and a jumper. You know, like there was just nothing luxury. There was one bit where they went to a castle, and
Oh, I've seen this bit. I've seen this bit.
and they get there and it's falling down. So
but
the
they've
the castle that you
advertised
showed
it.
was one that we've been
Thurlestane
to.
Castle,
Yeah.
which is gorgeous.
Beautiful.
She basically had gone on the internet, stolen pictures of Scottish weddings and shoots,
Use
and
them
used them as the
advertise it, yeah.
promo. And they were expecting this like traditional castle. And they rock up and there's just, you know, like scaffolding and
It
just like
wasn't Thurlestane
warning
Castle.
sign. And it was half fallen down, like a condemned castle with just like a sad flower arch. You know, it was just like comedically bad.
How did they get from Edinburgh to Skye?
They didn't end up going to Skye.
I am shocked.
The Harry
They
Potter
ended up
train.
somewhere, I think, near Inverness. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah,
But it
I
was.
think so.
I feel, yeah.
It all
There was-
went to shit. The
Inverness is not on the way to Skye.
No, it's the opposite direction. Up.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't it?
Yeah, rather than
I've done a
across.
wedding in Inverness. It's pretty
Yeah.
far.
A
Yeah.
huge problem.
There were problems with
How
those
was that?
trains as well.
Yeah, the trains didn't happen. It's not the
She
Harry Potter
pre-booked
train.
some ticket.
It
that
all
was-
went wrong.
No.
But the food was a big thing. So she'd scheduled the days. She'd said before, food isn't provided. You need to get your own food. There was no time in the day for anyone to go eat or go to a shop. Also, they were in the middle of nowhere,
And they weren't
so they
allowed to-
couldn't get
yeah.
food.
And
So they
couldn't
they
eat
were
on the bus.
fucking starving. People lost loads of weight on this
Wow,
workshop,
on the luxury
on this luxury workshop, because they couldn't get food.
So it was actually like a secret fat camp.
It was-
is what-
But everyone gets a bit you get hangry and it was like
Yeah.
day 2, the camps had started to, and there were rumblings and there were full on arguments with the people.
There's
organising
videos
it,
online
of them screaming
of
at
the
them.
organisers screaming at people.
So
It's like,
why were the organisers
yeah.
screaming at people? What defence have they got?
They at no point apologised for anything going wrong, which was the biggest issue I could see. It was all just sort of gaslighting. No, this is what you wanted. This is fine.
Someone must have had a hire car and be like, it's all right, I'll pop to the supermarket.
They did have a hire car and they were trying to run people backwards and forwards to places, but obviously there's too many people. And I think they did acknowledge that the workshop hadn't gone entirely to plan.
Right.
Okay.
How much was it for the workshop?
It was.
I've seen $3,600 as the amount
Right,
bandied
how many-
around, and that
For that.
$56,000 was taken in
Total, yeah, they made 56
allegedly.
grand out of it, and it sounded. Another thing was that the woman organising it was there with her entire family and children. Had a car. She was staying in a
wrong with
local
that?
castle. She was living the dream for 2 weeks, and they were basically starving. In the middle of nowhere.
How many
Brought a
people
family
came
to
on it?
Scotland. That's not the worst
20.
bit, surely.
So for that amount of money, why didn't this organiser think I can pay for a driver and a mini bus?
She didn't. All of it was
Yeah.
Because she paid for a 2-week
I
holiday for
can't
a family.
believe I had to buy this bus ticket. It was just a very strange attitude. This is it. It rubbed them all up the wrong way.
I bet it did.
But big takeaway.
This is all
if
just he said, she said, though, isn't it? It's all like
Well,
hearsay.
there's videos and stuff on the internet.
Has this
the people-
organizer spoken about this? Yeah.
I think she's blocked them all.
Yeah.
That the reviews for the workshops online, it sounds like they're all her associates. I think she's still planning other workshops and stuff.
Workshops are
So
definitely
baller.
in the pipipeline.
I wish I could do that.
She has
I have
they
the
have
balls
acknowledged
to
it.
do that.
You could just travel the world doing it, and there's create a total mess somewhere in New
Just
Zealand.
chaos in
See
your
you
wake.
guys.
Chaos.
I'm off now to. I'm
Chaos.
off to Australia. Fuck it up there. Go to another country. Let's move around.
It is.
What are the lessons in this?
It does open up questions, though, doesn't it? Because there is no regulation around
Yeah.
workshops, teaching,
At any point,
anything.
I could plan a workshop for, let's say, Mexico. I've never been to Mexico. I don't know
It'll
where
be
to
fine.
go. I don't know where's good. I don't know where to stay. Blah, blah, blah. It's the worst idea ever. You're really trusting people. If you're booking on a shoot like that, you're really trusting that they know
Yeah.
they've been there before.
But at the same
surely.
time, it must be so many people's first. Because there's been lots. I see lots of style shoots in Italy and stuff. A
Yeah.
lot of those must be people's first.
I would imagine that they'd have a wedding planner involved that does weddings within that area. That would be my
Do you think?
suspicion.
It sounds like this person who's organised this has gone at it with the full intention of maximising every ounce of profit.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
you need to
Has
approach
chosen
it
a cheaper Airbnb outside
Yeah.
of the
bloody
city.
buses.
Or maybe
Yeah.
they just
Or maybe
couldn't
they just don't
find
look
that
pretty.
size. In their defence, maybe there were reasons behind all the decisions. They seem like mad decisions.
I just think,
But-
if you're planning a workshop, like
It
the main
needs to
thing
be.
to think
Yeah.
is like, where are people going to stay? Have they got a bedroom? Why have you booked an Airbnb for
Maybe
14
because
people and
America
20
is
are
such a
coming?
massive country. For them, like an hour is not that big a deal, and they're just like, okay, cool. Well, it won't be there
If
either.
they had a car, if they had a minibus,
Yeah.
like that would have been fine, because they all said the Airbnb was nice, you know,
Yeah.
and the owners of it were lovely and gave up their own bed and all that.
And no food. I mean, like,
Yeah.
there's thousands of
There's some
dollars.
eggs and
The
bread.
guy, the
cheese.
Airbnb, the Airbnb owner was a chef, and he said to them when they arrived, like, if I'd known, like, you had not organised things, like, I normally, like, come in and cook breakfast, and, like, I would have done that. And it's just, like, laughable. I think she
Oh
was
my
just trying to, like,
God.
scrimp, like Lee said, like, scrimp all
Yeah,
me.
every bit of profit.
Shocking, but, like,
She was
so
just trying to-
entertaining.
But a few days, like 20 people, that is a lot of food to buy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can see that would take up all.
Yeah.
all
They
profit,
didn't
wouldn't
want
it?
to be fed. They wanted to be next to a shop
Yeah.
in Edinburgh where they had booked to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could go out for some lovely
They
meals
were
at a restaurant
imagining.
in. Yeah.
They were imagining.
Yeah, like a holiday.
Going out, wandering the city, and going out for dinner. That exactly. They weren't. They didn't want her to feed them. They wanted to be in Edinburgh,
Yeah, that's
which
right.
is what.
Yeah, I think it was
Makes
the
sense.
inaccessibility of where they were staying that was
It's
the
like if
main
you book-
problem.
if you
There's so much
book-
time travelling, and then there's nothing when you get
Yes,
there. It's a bit like,
exactly.
Yeah, from the US as well, and you talk about Scotland, they don't
Yeah.
know many places.
Exactly.
Everyone knows Edinburgh.
Yeah.
That's like the famous capital of
Yeah.
Scotland, so that's where they wanted to be.
If
Not in Dunfermline.
like
or
if
whatever.
you booked a shoot and
you
it was in
can't eat
Paris
on the bus though.
and you were just in the middle of France, like, you know, in a random gîte in the middle of a village in France, you'd be like,
Yeah.
well, this isn't Paris. You know, like, it's just a bit shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it might have cost a couple of $1,000s for the food, but that's a small amount of the profit she could have spent on the food.
Yeah.
You know?
I think just the logistics had not been thought
No.
about.
Well, that's a cracking
Anyway.
story.
Yeah.
absolute
Good.
madness.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
When's our style shoot?
That would
Where
be
should we do
awesome.
one?
Scotland, clearly.
People eat like kings and queens in our workshop. They'll be ferried round in a posh minibus, tunes
Yeah.
playing.
Exactly. We'd make no money.
the best.
The Airbnb would be amazing. It would be in a castle.
It'd just be somewhere we wanted to stay.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome.
I think we should
Let's
do
do
it,
it,
guys.
yeah.
Yeah, should we
I
do it?
genuinely do.
Do it.
I was
Where
saying
should
to
we
you
go?
the other day, wasn't I? That I was like, I kind of want to organise a retreat.
Yeah.
Does everyone
yeah,
get
yeah.
a Creative Commune jumper?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where should the first
Ooh.
commune be?
Somewhere sunny. I mean,
somewhere
like,
sunny.
Scotland's
Yeah.
risky. It's
I mean, we
rains
need to
a
go
lot.
to like Spain or somewhere, don't we?
We do.
That makes it more challenging, though, you know? If it's in this country, at least it's easier. I can use like a Tesco food delivery service
True.
and they speak the same language.
That's true.
I mean, there's only so many phrases I know in Spanish.
I'm not sure how international our listenership is.
Dummy and Besso, give me a
Like, I'm in
kick.
the lakes. I'll go do a
Waitrose.
Shopping
Waitrose,
Keswick.
Ocado, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, there are many different supermarkets available. Yeah, I
Interesting
think it needs to be in this country somewhere.
Okay.
Or at least the United Kingdom.
Okay.
But yeah, you know, bit of yoga, maybe somewhere that's got a swimming pool so that we can go swimming, have a bit of a pool party.
Style shoots, but like one a day and for like half
Yeah.
an hour. And like
Maybe-
the rest of it really cool.
Just hanging out
People
there.
can do some inspirational
Barbecues,
talks.
boozing on the
barbecues,
beach.
Yeah.
Bonfire on the beach.
What beach?
Get DJ in. Cornwall.
There'll be a
I know.
beach.
Yeah.
There's a pool. There's a beach.
We're sunbathing,
You
chilling.
can hire Paul Van Dyke, get him in.
Okay.
How much does he cost nowadays? All the profit gone. Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, there'd be no profit in it. It'd be good fun.
What a
you know?
great week, though. That'd be so nice.
It's not a week either. I can't do a week.
All right. How long is it?
Like
3 days.
3 days.
Okay.
3
Okay.
hours.
Awesome. Sounds
But
good.
we get a day like before and
Do we
after.
have to
So
teach?
we
We
get a day.
We do
To
fine.
Yeah.
mentally prepare.
What do we have to teach or shoot or anything?
Yeah.
Like, we don't teach. We'll just shoot. We'll just do shoots.
Yeah.
Just get other people in to do that, and we can.
No,
just-
we have to do something, you know?
Do we?
Yeah.
We're just hosting here.
Just hosting, yeah.
I'll take my coffee machine.
We're going to do a live podcast whilst we're there also.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's all coming together.
Okay. We just need a location.
Okay. Highs and lows then.
Highs and lows. My high is, was it yesterday? We went into Manchester to the art gallery where we're having the awards thing, and we did a little walk around, didn't we? And
did.
sort of like planned and plotted. You know, like everyone will come in here, and we're using this space for this and this space for this, and talk to the woman who's like lovely that runs it, and just kind of like pictured it all and like where we're going to put stuff, and it was exciting.
It was really exciting.
Cute.
Yeah.
Awesome. How long? When is it again?
It's in February next year.
Exciting.
So we've got a long time
Yeah.
to go, but you know,
Yeah.
it's good to just get a vision, you know,
Yeah.
and start planning and plotting
Yeah.
where the red carpet's gonna go, you know. And it's like the art gallery's so cool because you walk in, obviously it's like really grand, and there's like pillars and like an amazing entrance, and then we're gonna have people hopefully walk through some of the galleries, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, we're having like hopefully a singer do like drink when there's like drinks and nibbles on and stuff,
Yeah.
and
And then there's like
atmosphere.
2 rooms, aren't there? Like, you know, there's the
There's
room
so
where...
many options at the art
Yeah.
gallery that it's like you could use this room for this and you could use this room for this, and it's just
So
like,
the 2 side-by-side rooms, though, that we've got booked.
yeah, that are
Like,
lovely.
really nice. Like, one bit's for the, you know, for the awards ceremony bit, and then the bar and
The
drinks
mingle
for the other.
section.
And then there's this whole, like, extra little bit in the middle that we're like, oh, what do we use
Yeah,
for
we
this?
could use that bit.
Yeah.
And just like planning the screen, because we want obviously the screen to be cool so that we can show films and it looks amazing. So that's
Yeah.
like a big thing on the list to do, isn't it? But
Yeah.
it's so cool and exciting.
Do we get
tis a
free
tis.
tickets?
Oh, I don't know about that. Might have to take pictures.
Might have
Take
to
a few behind the scenes stuff for you.
Yeah, we need
might
that.
need to be more than a few.
But on that note, people do need to buy tickets to this.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
For us to make it as cool as it can be, like we
Yeah.
need people to buy tickets.
Have they
they're
been
selling.
released yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've launched the tickets. People can enter from now, but I mean, some people are doing that already. A
Yeah,
lot of
we've
people
got
have-
a decent amount of entries.
yeah, putting in entries already. I think a lot of people are waiting until they've shot stuff this year,
Yeah.
and then they
Yeah.
can put something like fresh in. Because I think it closes in like December, so you've kind of got all year.
Ages, yeah.
But get your ticket to the actual event because it's going to be really cool.
It is.
I'm sure it'll be a massive
Yeah.
success.
Can't
Yeah.
wait.
It will.
It's
just-
exciting.
the way it looks, you know, it just looks it's got a bit more of a class about it than stuff that's been done previously, you know.
Well, that's the aim, isn't it?
Aim high. We've
We'll be
gone
there.
bougie. I don't know what my low is. What's my low? Your hay fever, maybe. Can that be my
Oh,
low?
offensive.
It feels like an attack, but, you know, it does
I feel like an attack,
It's
doesn't it?
annoying.
Snot all over your pillow, snot in your face.
Oh, you're not that snotty, really. Just your eyes and your general not being on the planet, you know.
Yeah, that's fair.
Has anyone else got a high?
I managed to wire in Betty's Macerator successfully.
Oh, hello. Back to the DIY chat. That's what people are here for.
I was very proud of myself, you know. I'm quite handy with the odd plumbing, electrics now.
That's a
so
whole
I
new
managed
thing,
to wire
isn't
in.
it?
It's basically just like a glorified shit whisk, isn't it?
Shit blender, I think.
Delightful.
So I felt very proud of myself on that. I thought,
Well
yeah,
done.
can't wait to hear that groaning. In
Yeah,
the
is it
background,
noisy?
you know.
Have you used it? Is it
No,
noisy?
you can't really use it until you've got it all connected. And
Yeah.
when you flush the chain, it will then go. And then you know if you've had success, and
Yeah.
you know if shit.
Because
Sure.
doesn't it all need to be like properly like welded as well?
You've
So like,
got
if
to
it
use solvent
what if
weld,
this
yeah.
macerator
Oh.
doesn't work? What if you got a duff unit?
Well, there are
Yeah, and it's
things.
like soldered in.
So underneath the shower, like the pipes pass under that, and I've had to solvent weld the pipes. But you can't test those for leakages until the toilet's working.
Oh my God.
But when the toilet's working, the shower's in place, ready to rock and roll.
Oh my God.
So if there's a leak under that,
It's very stressful.
you're fucked.
This is why you've got a twitchy eye.
This is why you've got a twitchy eye.
Which brings me on to the low of the week.
Okay.
Oh no.
Twitchy eye. It's been twitching for a week. Can you see it?
So
No,
annoying.
I can't see it.
Wait for it.
You keep on saying to me, can you see it?
Wait for it, 'cause it's constant.
I can't see it. But I do know how irritating it is.
just
You've got a
like-
twitchy eye.
Usually like a day or two and it's gone, but
Yeah,
this time
just
it's
keeps
just
coming
fucking
back.
twitching
Or you think
constantly.
it's gone, and then it does it again. It's so
so
annoying. Let's all just stare at it.
It is not visible.
Stop now. It's because I'm thinking about it.
Well,
Yeah.
oh dear.
So yeah, just a twitchy eye. I mean that's the low. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's normally stress and eye strain, isn't it?
Yeah.
That causes
Is it?
that.
Yeah.
You need to chill out.
Stop
looking at
I did
things.
some electrics yesterday.
Did you?
We changed the
you did.
the ceiling light in Albert's room.
Albert's room's finished now.
I know. But like,
Yeah.
you know, every IKEA light comes with like this beautiful diagram of just like there's just 3 wires. Just put this there, this
That
there,
come out of the ceiling.
and then you get to like the ceiling, you're like,
It's a loop.
there's,
Well,
there's
in our
3
house,
fucking wires here.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
Just like spider's web. They're not going to fit in this tiny hole.
3 wires. What are you gonna do? And I'm like,
Whatever. Figured it out. It's fine.
yeah, figured it out. Three of the random live wires go into this random little separate thing. Screw them together, and
It's on a ring, isn't it? Like a loop thing. There's
Yeah.
ones for the switch. Yeah. Electrics. You
Fun
got to screw your head on with the electrics.
every time I forget because like I've done all the lights like in the house, but like 10-15 years ago.
It's so annoying.
And I remember at the time I'm like, fucking hell, you know. But
Yeah.
done
I
it.
feel your
It's
pain,
fine.
mate.
And then the fuse didn't blow when I turned it all on, so it must be fine.
There you go. We could be electricians and plumbers.
Oh yeah.
You could start something.
There's
up.
no fires.
think
Trust
so.
me.
Imagine
How can it
plumbing
be?
someone's bathroom and being like, right, I'll come back tomorrow and just check that it's not all just dripping through the ceiling.
Coming to the ceiling, no.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know until it's all functional.
Yeah, exactly.
See,
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
I've got absolute faith.
Yeah.
got a low.
Was that my high? Could have been a high. It was pretty high. No, my high. Oh,
What?
it's very boring. My high, I set up like a little digital signage thing for my table tennis centre.
I knew it was going to be
I had a
something table tennis.
yeah. Well, I had a spare monitor in the attic, and I was just like, oh, you know what I could do with this? So I
Yeah.
bought a little Raspberry Pi like mini computer and set that all up. So
Nice.
yeah, a little and then I just snuck into the centre one. It was closed with my drill. And it was like, there it goes.
I think
Snuck out.
you're just like the weirdest committee member now. You just do loads of random shit when just because you've got a key. You're just like, did you ask anyone? No.
I asked a couple of people. I did ask. Yeah.
So it's a sign that lights up.
Look,
Yeah. So it's a screen, like a TV screen, basically.
I'll show
that
you a
can
picture.
Put, like like all the
Like a
info.
neon
on
light,
it.
yeah. Phoenix Nights, sort of.
there you go.
Just got all the info
Yeah,
coming
that's good.
instead of having a poster.
Very
up.
snazzy.
Very nice.
Snazzy.
Yeah, very snazzy.
So it's running whatever the weird open
Sharp.
source version of PowerPoint or whatever is.
Yeah.
You know.
Cool. Can I advertise on it, or how much are the rates?
Yeah.
You can advertise on it, £20 a month.
Yeah.
How many people are in that room usually looking at the sign a
No
week?
one.
No one.
No one's going to look at it.
There's a couple hundred people in there a week.
Do they
but
look at it though? I mean,
Will they look at it for long enough to see your ad? I
Are
can't
they
promise you anything.
all pensioners and
yes,
are they already
are.
married?
Yeah, they're all pensioners.
No, not all of
Are
them.
the rest of them children?
There are a few children, there are a few parents,
Yeah.
there are a few... are there any people that will be getting married?
No.
What about your bread? Your bread
I know
table?
one. I know
think
one
it's
that
our
could be
target
getting married.
market.
No, he's already married. Sorry. Yeah, no.
Bees
No, it's
Bakery
not
could
the
do well,
one.
no? Bees Buns.
Beef buns.
Bees
could do.
baps. Bees baps.
Yeah, the old men are going to love that.
Yes. There you go.
Yeah, this is my pipe dream. Gonna like ask local like table tennis shops because there are a couple. Turns out, like if they want to advertise on there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Living the dream, mate.
It wouldn't
Kind
be
of stuff
it
that keeps
wouldn't
me
be
up
a pod without
awake
you,
at night.
without some table
Pete
tennis.
going on about
chat.
table tennis
I
shit
know, if
that he
I-
does for free.
If I
Not
put
even
the
his
same
job.
amount of time into like
Yeah.
my business,
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh,
that's the
you'd
thing,
be
isn't it?
amazing.
Yeah. Oh, well, the heart wants what it wants.
The heart wants what it wants,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's table tennis stuff.
Yeah. What
What's your
like? Have you done a lot?
Everything's all right. Not done it. No, but hay fever, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah, it's
streaming nose at night. It's
a
just
tough
like
time.
take another fucking pill.
Yeah. It is a
Yeah.
tough time, mate. Just pop some of those sleeping pills that we were talking about. Then you don't even know that you've got hay fever. You're dead.
Because you're unconscious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the best, aren't they, Bee?
They are good.
Look at Bee's face. Look how chill.
Chill.
she is.
Happy, so happy. Did you take one before you came here? Like,
One last night.
She takes one every day.
nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Highs and lows, Bee.
Oh, highs and lows. Highs. Got a few. I mean, we spoke about it earlier, but I'm running.
Still running.
I'm running.
She's going.
And I did quite a good run the other day that I was really happy with. I was happy with my pace. And it was hot. Oh, no, I know. I went to a really cool funeral. No, it wasn't. What? It wasn't a funeral. It was a memorial.
Okay.
Had a great
It was
day out.
a great funeral.
It's up a lovely frock on.
It was a nice.
The canapes. Oh, divine.
There were so
Were
many
there canapes?
canapes. It was unreal. Someone would approach you, I'm not joking, every 30 seconds. But my godfather was King's Counsel. He was a KC. And so he passed away earlier this year and had quite a small family funeral, but then this bigger memorial to kind of honour him at his work in a temple, which is like Harry Potter.
Amazing.
So I went down to London for the day. I went to this amazing church. Honestly, there were stone knights everywhere.
Was that in a temple, was it?
It was in a temple church.
Yeah, it's nice there, isn't it? It is like Hogwarts.
So nice. And like this choir were just absolutely magical. You know, when you think something's a bit life-changing, you're like,
Yeah. Was it like the choir off Home Alone? You know, when they go into the church.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Get you. Is it like that?
let's say yes. But, you know, people saying nice things in this amazing church.
Yeah.
And this beautiful singing. And I really had a lovely day.
Was it not sad at all? It was just like uplifting.
No, I mean, I think it's always sad, isn't it? But it was so interesting listening to all the stories about him. Like, he'd been involved in this like big Pinochet case in the 90s, and like he was really important and transformative in equal rights for women in divorce. And it was just.
He was famous, wasn't he? What was his nickname? He had a nickname, didn't he? Like the Fixer or something like that? I don't know.
Technical Turner.
Technical Turner, yeah, there you go.
Nice. That's cool.
But it was just a really great day out. Enjoying myself.
Well, then it worked as a celebration, then, didn't
This
it?
is it.
Yeah. That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Not all morbid.
Yeah.
How nice would that if someone went to our funeral and they were like, I just had the
What a
best
great
time.
day.
Yeah. It should be, totally, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a great time at my dad's funeral. It was.
You had a fight at your dad's funeral.
Brother.
Oh, apart from that fight, yeah. But prior to that, it was a really nice day.
What's your low?
My low is my low.
Yeah.
Low
It's back with a
iron, no.
vengeance.
So I've just been feeling off for the last like week probably. I was like, and because I've got such bad PTSD from the low iron, they do these over-the-counter iron tests, serum ferritin tests at Boots. I was like, I'm just gonna, because I'm supposed to be in a 3-month off all medication period at the moment for them to retest me in July. I was like, I
feel like it's bad. I want to see.
I'm gonna retest. It's been a month nearly, and I don't feel right. It was abnormal. So I went to the doctors yesterday, and they were like, no, you need to go and have some blood tests on now. So I went and had them done. I'm awaiting results now, but
Exciting.
I'm
Does it
Does it not
hoping.
seem weird to anyone else that like you've got chronically low iron and they're like, we're going to take you off everything
Well, yeah.
just to
Well, I
see
think-
if
Well,
you drop
don't
dead.
you don't stay on high dose iron.
Yeah,
I think it's
that-
supposed to stay in her body.
Yeah.
And they let it leave. Like, that's the thing. They leave it for 3 months to see if it all goes away again.
Yeah,
and it
because your
clearly is
stores should
gone.
be built back up. They should last.
Yeah, your body needs to start making it again, doesn't
Yeah,
it? And
yeah.
and so they assume, like, oh, we'll test her in 3 months.
It's
It'll be normal.
it's about storing it. So iron leaves like it needs to be replaced daily, and you have serum ferritin, which is the protein that This is so boring. Stores iron. Anyway, my serum ferritin has always been really low, so I've not got enough of the protein to store the iron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it should be. I mean, it's been 3.5 weeks.
Yeah.
God damn!
And it's
Come
all
on.
gone.
It's a pain in the arse. Do we have to bring back Steak Fridays?
We have to bring back Steak Friday.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we've been doing
Get the
Steak
woman
Friday.
a
haven't we?
burger.
I'm really hoping that the results come back and it's just like, nah, that was wrong. Crappy over-the-counter test. It's all
Yeah.
fine. It's all
Yeah.
You
fine.
seem quite chipper today.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, just don't. You
Yeah.
don't seem like be at the peak of the trough
Had a
of
great
iron.
night's sleep, and it's just the enjoyment of the pod, isn't it? The excitement.
Yeah.
Makes you
Happy to
feel
be here.
Zingy.
You can feel my hand
Wait and
if you like, 'cause
see.
that's very cold.
See, you do.
Oh my word!
You've got cold hands, and you felt like I think it might be low. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like, this doesn't feel
you know
right.
what to look for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it took me a while to realise. I was like, I just don't
I think I'm dying.
Yeah.
feel
Oh,
right.
yeah.
And then I was like,
But you
hold
don't
on a
know if it's
second.
psychological, I guess. It's
That's
like,
it.
do I? Am I tired? Is it because of that? It's
That.
a weird thing, isn't it? Feeling
That.
tired. Because
Yeah.
is it just, I need to get some fresh air, I need to drink some water, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been doing so much recently. I've been doing loads. So
Yeah.
it's like, well, surely I'm fine because I'm doing
Yeah, I'm
these
running.
things.
How
You
bad
know?
could it be?
I had
But-
a day where I felt close to death this
you?
week. Yeah, when we went to Cheshire Oaks and we came back with a bag of Haribo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
you
did you
had to
OD on
money.
Haribo?
Really
So
did.
all I had that day was
Haribo.
4 or 5 coffees, strong coffees.
Yeah, the thing is, you'd had too much coffee.
a cinnamon bun,
And the
and
Haribo.
Haribo.
Yeah.
Oh, la la.
I'd never-
Healthy.
So much caffeine and sugar.
I did not feel good. Turns out, yeah, like that's
Twitchy.
not good
You
for you.
can't live on Haribo,
Can't live on
guys.
that,
So
no.
there's always room for one more Haribo when
Oh
you
yeah,
pack it.
couldn't stop.
They're
Exactly,
delicious.
the fizzy ones.
The
Oh,
fizzy
yeah,
ones.
fuzzy ones. Yeah,
Oh.
Tang Fastics.
Very
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, they're like
Cherries.
crack.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's
So maybe this whole varied diet is
They're onto something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 All I want now is a fucking Haribo.
Should we go and get you some Haribo?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go, yeah.
You can go out on your motorbike and eat Tang Fastics.
That's what I'm gonna do, yeah.
Living the dream.
Well, have a lovely day, everyone.
Yes.
Yes, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.